Ah, 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 ah. Someone said I randomly scream, so I'm just getting all the screams out. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. It is the last stage. It's no longer the opposition ranking. It's no longer Man City in first, Lyon in first. It's no longer Juventus in fourth. It's no longer Barcelona in second place, Real Madrid in third. No. We are past ranking our opponents. We are now at the final stage of the Champions League. We are in the final. And that is not an accomplishment. The job's not done. There's a reason why those players didn't start celebrating and going into the locker room. Champion! No. They didn't do any of that because they know the job's not even done. We are not even halfway through to the freaking job being done. Okay? All of this work means absolutely nothing if we don't win on Sunday night. And that's a fact. Hansi Flick knows that, and so do those players. But Flick did talk about the defense. He talked about wanting to make things a little bit tighter, and we're going to be talking about that. I think Hansi Flick knows exactly what happened in that game. No wonder he was pissed off, because it made sense. I mean, if you look at what Flick said, he basically said, hey, we had a few moments that we didn't want to have. We didn't want to be given the ball like that. Lyon kept a three-man midfield very tight and narrow, and that meant that whatever pass we tried, they'd just block it, intercept, and then the guys like Iowa and also Jacqueret and Gimores, they would just take that ball and try and get it in behind. That's what Lyon wanted to do, and that's something that worked against us, and it worked for them. I think we need to be very careful if we're going to be playing that high line against Paris Saint-Germain, right? I think, of course, we'll know that Hansi Flick has to be ready. What do we want to do? I think I'd rather have Niklas Süle come into that team because we can still play our high line while also being extra careful while still having the recovery pace. I think that's probably the best fix of everything. People are saying bring Pavard in. Well, Pavard's not really the reason they split, our two center backs and we're in between them like twice. Pavard's not the reason. They didn't really exploit Kimmich's side. If you look at the game, Kimmich had 2 tackles, 9 out of 11 duels won. Kimmich had 2 clearances. He had maybe 2 blocks. He won 1 aerial duel out of his 1 aerial duel. Kimmich was absolutely world class defensively and offensively in that game. Some people said Kimmich gives them a headache at right back. I don't think so. I think we just think of Kimmich and we're like, oh, he's so attacking. Kimmich is very good defensively. He reads the game very well. And there were so many situations where he just put out a fire, blocked it, and it went out for a throw-in. Kimmich did that a lot. There was a cross that came into his side. He hit it off a Lyon player, and it went in for a goal kick for us. That's what Kimmich did in that game. So I don't think we can necessarily change Kimmich to go back to midfield because Goretzka and Thiago are working so well. I don't know what people think about at night because some people are literally suggesting we take out Leon Goretzka, tell Kimmich to go to the midfield and bring Pavard in. The question really is, who's more important to the spine of our team and the way we're playing now? Goretzka or Pavard? And that's Goretzka, because Goretzka's actually playing. Pavard's been injured. He hasn't had a real professional game for 40-something days? So, no, he did play against Marseille. Okay, professional game, that's what I meant. So, I don't know. I don't think you can necessarily make any significant changes. I think we just need to make tactical tweaks where we don't press as much. If PSG's midfield have the ball, we shouldn't let them dwell on the ball too long, but we shouldn't just bum rush them. We don't need that. I don't think we need to go gung-ho. The first 20 minutes are going to be crucial because there's a little myth that we're allowing our opposition to try and see if they can play for the first 20 minutes. Well, we're not doing that in the final. So hopefully our players are awake for the first 20 minutes because I'm noticing that we start these games very odd. Lyon had like 2 chances. Barcelona in the first 20 minutes were probably the better team. They were creating. Barcelona were getting in behind us a lot. And that was only in the first 20 minutes. They had a cross that was going to be a goal. Alaba blocked it, but unfortunately it went out for an own goal. We have to be very cautious in the first 20 minutes because that's just weird. That's very weird. The fact that we're conceding or actually just leaving ourselves so open in the first 20 minutes. First 20 minutes versus Chelsea, the same thing kind of happened. Not in the same manner because Chelsea don't have as much quality as Lyon and Barcelona. Chelsea were a little bit, their energy levels. I don't know why we do this. I don't know. Maybe it's something that we take over from the league to the Champions League, because it's the same thing. Every single game, the first 20 minutes, we always say the first half was off. And then either the first half is extremely good and then the second half is just very poor in terms of, I don't know, maybe it's complacency. But we can't be complacent in the final. We can't be. Hansi also talked about Lewandowski. Hansi pretty much said he's the best striker in the world and he wants him to get a goal versus PSG. I want more than any of you, I guarantee you, for Lewandowski to score a brace versus PSG. Nah, seriously, if he scores a brace, he equals Ronaldo's all-time record in a single Champions League campaign with 3 less games. Nah, come on. I really need Lewandowski to go ahead and do this, man. Really, really need him. Because he deserves it. He deserves it. But that's not really what we're focused on. We should be very focused on that PSG final on Sunday. You see, the feeling that I have is pretty much, look, we haven't done anything yet. No. I mean, we need 90 minutes to prove that this season and everything we've been doing in the Champions League up until this point made sense. And I believe we can win. We have to be very cautious, though. You can believe we can win, but you also have to point out things that we need to improve. If your child is, misbehaving in public, you got to smack the hell out of that baby once in a while, because that child needs to know you can't do this in public. And I think that's the same thing that we need to do. We need to be very cautious while also being extremely free. We have to let our players go express themselves while also being extremely tactical and also very calm and composed, because this is the Champions League. One error means you're out. And it's only 90 minutes. That's every final. Only 90 minutes. In baseball, there is actually hockey. There's 7 games and you get to win, 4. And if you win 4, you win. And that's how it is in different sports. In basketball, there's also 7 games. You have to win the games. And you keep going. You get multiple opportunities to find out who's the best. In the Champions League, it's only 1 game. It's only 90 minutes plus extra time if need be. We have to be very careful. We have to make the right decisions at every single moment. And our decision making is something that I think no one else can control. I just think we are absolutely on top of this world when it comes to decision making. I watched the Barcelona game again. Perisic is driving down from Gnabry's pass, right? Gnabry, oh my goodness, Serge Gnabry. I can't wait to do Hero of the Spiel. I can't wait to do all that because Gnabry is definitely getting a big upgrade for me. I can't believe Serge Gnabry. This guy just lives for the occasions, and I absolutely love that. How many players in the world just absolutely turn like this? Ronaldo, Nazario in these big games. Gnabry is going to be one of those players that, if Cristiano Ronaldo is the next Mr. Champions League, I think Gnabry, he lives for this. I don't know if it's just him as a person having a very great bit of form, but we know Gnabry for this. I mean, now, he has 8 Champions League goals, and Robert Lewandowski and Gnabry are now the leading duo in the Champions League for goals. That's absolutely crazy. And if you include goal contributions, they're even clearer. I think if you look at Gnabry's game, he plays off the moments. He's not really a typical winger. I'd say he's more of a striker winger. Like, he wants to score goals. Wants to, also very, very selfless guy, because he's always getting assists for Lewandowski. And that's what I love about Gnabry. His liveliness. We're going to need that against PSG. We're going to need liveliness. This isn't the preview. We'll do the preview tomorrow. God, why does it feel like... it feels weird, doesn't it? It feels really weird doing... Because usually in the Champions League, you have 2 weeks until the final. Almost 3 weeks, actually. And then you're doing the preview and all these other things. But we're getting to it so quickly. So, yeah, I really like Gnabry and what he did yesterday, because that's what I expect from him in every big game. He's our big game player. Him and Kimmich. Kimmich has, 4 goals versus Barcelona? Not 4 goals. He has 4... Well, he had 2 against Real Madrid, 1 against Barca, 1 assist as well. Kimmich is a big game player. And I'm happy. Who do PSG have that scores in big games, is a specialist for it? Would you say Neymar? Well, you know what? They do. PSG have Di Maria, Neymar, and Mbappe. That's why I put them in there with the little graphic. Hope everyone likes that Champions League and how it looks. It looks like they're the last man standing until Bayern can lift it. They're protecting the Champions League from Bayern. Look, PSG have the threat attacking wise, but we have to win that midfield battle. You can have all the attack you want, but if you don't have any supply, you're gonna be, you could be 87 years old and you need oxygen, and if you don't have the oxygen supply, you get suffocated, you die. That sounds like a terrible analogy. Seriously, you gotta have the oxygen. You gotta have that air. PSG, if we can cut the supply to Mbappe, Neymar, and Di Maria, we can definitely cause them problems. Mbappe and Neymar were staying between the half spaces so much versus Leipzig, and Paredes was breaking the lines. Leandro Paredes, whatever his name is, he's going to be a key figure we need to take care of, because he's going to be sitting in that midfield three and dropping in as a third center back and breaking lines, and we need to be very careful. I think Niklas Süle, whoever our center backs are, need to step out when necessary to block those passes in between our our midfield lines. I think Goretzka and Thiago also need to be very careful. Every single pass needs to be intercepted. I think that's it. Because one pass, Neymar's nutmegging a defender of ours, and he's through on goal. We can't do that. We have to be very active in protecting our lines, not pressing all the time, but we also have to be very active. You know what I mean? Lyon did it to City, they did it to us, and they actually executed their game plan perfectly, because they just keep their midfield compact. We try to break the lines. Thiago tried it maybe even 3-4 times, and Lyon would get one pass, intercept, bang, they're in. That's it. That's what we need to do against a team like PSG. Very compact in the midfield. So I'm going to need Gnabry. I noticed a few times, even the Barca game, the same thing. Our wingers were staying too far forward. I need our wingers to be tracking back. Maybe Coman could work because he tracks back. Not for Gnabry, of course. Maybe for Perisic. You need that. You need that against a Kylian Mbappe. You need two players against him, because once he gets past one, the other goes against him. And I'm not saying we don't have great attackers. I'm just saying that's how we counter PSG's system. Because once we get the ball, that's when we're quality. That's where we can show ourselves. Because I don't want us not to have the ball. I want us to get the ball. And when we get those situations, which I don't want frequently in the game, we don't need Mbappe running at our back line in the game more than one time. I don't want that. I don't want him trying to dribble and trying to cross. I don't want him, Neymar, doing rainbow flicks over Neuer to none of that. I need oxygen supplies cut off for all of them. They can't get any passes in good areas, at least. Neymar would have to go really wide or very deep to get a pass. That's fine with me, as long as it happens. Leave a like on the video. Let's get to 50 likes. Coman, Pavard and Süle need to start. No, no, they don't. I think people are getting a little bit carried away with these changes. I don't even think Flick would bring in Süle, because if you watch Niklas, right, he played very well in all the games he's coming on for. He's going to be our main center back next year. But will you change something that, especially if Boateng's fit? I don't think Flick would do it. But we have to, trust the manager and what he does. If the manager can't make the decisions, then he needs to be sacked. But he has the job, okay? He can make the decisions. That's why he has the job. Niko Kovac couldn't make the right decisions. He got sacked. Hansi Flick's making the right decisions, and he's staying here. And he got us to a final. I mean, I'm thinking about it. Hansi Flick has done what Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola, Niko Kovac couldn't do. And that's getting us to a Champions League final. I think people are starting to underestimate that, even Bayern fans. Do you know what Flick did? Because you remind yourself where we were with Kovac. The loss to Liverpool. Keep reminding yourself these things. That makes you stay positive and just feel like this is the manager for us. I don't know what's wrong with Flick. He looks pissed off every time we win. It might just be his personality. He's like, Hansi's just a weird guy. I think that's just him. I think in the training ground, he's the hug type. He's just going to come in and kiss his players, and kiss them goodnight and tuck them to sleep. That's what Hansi Flick would do. I think on that pitch, though, he demands perfection, and I love that about him. He demands his players to give 150% plus more, and you're getting that energy rub off. I mean, Kimmich and Müller look like they just lost the freaking final after getting to the final, and that's the mentality. But PSG will be coming into this game. One thing I know for sure, Hansi will get us ready mentally. This guy's been at the Euros. He's been at the World Cup with Germany. He's been director. He's been all these things. He has the experience. Chacho's never been in a Champions League final. Good manager, but he's never been in a Champions League final. He's never really managed at this type of level before. Hansi Flick knows. Hansi has been there, done that. One of the most important members of that German World Cup winning team. Everyone knows that. And the mentality he has us living by. I mean, PSG players are going to the locker room, jumping around, because for them, that's an accomplishment. For us, we haven't really accomplished anything, and that's the difference. We hope that mental difference, that experience can come in, because we're tired. I'm tired of giving clubs their first ever Champions League trophies. I'm tired of it. We almost did it with Valencia, I think. Do they have another? No, they don't. That was their first Champions League potential final ever. We almost gave it to them. We gave Chelsea their first ever Champions League. We can't keep doing this. We can't. We're not a charity. We're not the Red Army. We're not. Stop. We can't keep giving players and all these, managers their first this, first that. We can't. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose this final. And we're hoping that experience and being in the final for so many years. We've been in the final. We were in the final 3 times in 3 years. And not since 2013. But that's unfortunate. Each year had its excuse. But this year we have nowhere to hide. This year we're actually in the final. We have to win it. We can't do a 1999 giving Man United their first ever treble. We can't do that again. We can't. We can't. I heard Bayern want to sign Chinese/English international Harry. Your thoughts? I've never heard of him. German managers tend to be the best. Heinkes is better than Flick. Why is there a comparison? I do think the players play a little bit more. We score more goals, that's for sure. I mean, we're breaking Champions League records. So I do think Hansi Flick, is a great freaking manager. He has to be in the equation now. If he wins a treble in his first season, Hansi also knows. I love this guy. The time he was getting the job, I think Kovac came in, as the British would say, he's a yes man. Yes man, okay? That means he basically says yes to everything. That's what Kovac did. Hey Kovac, you want this? Yes. Hey Kovac, you want this? Yes. And then he'd complain in the press conferences. Hansi, I feel like he's more of an alpha male type guy. He doesn't really take the crap. He wants to be perfect, but also understands and sympathizes with the players when they don't play well. And that's the difference between Kovac and Flick. So I see a situation where Hansi Flick will demand perfection from our players. And I had a great point that I was going to point out to you guys. And then I just said that and forgot the point. Well, the point is that we have a manager that knows what it's like to win. To feel so desperately that you might lose, but have a win at the same time. Dread it, run from it. It's ours. Kovac is not a big team manager. Yeah, he could do it, but I don't really care what he does. He gave me pain for a whole year and a half. What's going on? Why did that happen? Well, he gave. Hey, what is this? Does anyone know what that is? Oh my god, that is killing me. This dot right here. You see that dot? Yeah, it's killing me. I hope you don't see it, but I see a dot. Is it my? I almost freaking grabbed my computer and wanted to. Kovac brothers are crap. And Neymar will fall every time we press or make a tackle. Well, that's something we don't want to happen, though, is it? We don't want that. I don't want that. I want a physical game. I don't want these fouls. You see what happened with Atalanta? Neymar would get... No. We can't be getting yellows, and I don't think that's it. George, do you think we weren't that good defensively against Lyon because of the fear of yellow cards? Davies? That's a good point. No, I don't think that's the yellow card. Could be. I mean, you never know, right? You never freaking know. I think the reason why we didn't do... It's because of the Lyon plan, right? They wanted to be in between our strikers and get the ball in between to Depay or Toko Ekambi. And they did that. So you can't really fault our defense for Lyon doing exactly what they did against Man City. Except we didn't lose. And I think people are thinking we lost. We didn't lose. Defensively, we will be better against PSG. We won't make a mistake. We won't. We might make mistakes like, oh, give the ball away, but I don't think we'll be making mistakes like not make a tackle or, clear a PSG player out and it's a red card and you're off and we're down to 10 men. I don't think those are the types of mistakes we can make. Teams will make mistakes. Leipzig made 3 of them and lost to PSG 3-0, right? And that's just the margins. And I think we have a much more experienced squad when it comes to finals. We have World Cup winners in our squad. Robert Lewandowski knows exactly how it feels to lose a final, a Champions League final, because he lost one. And then we have Neuer, we have Müller, Alaba, Boateng. Pavard's been in a World Cup final. Same with Lucas Hernandez. We have the experience. So I'm hopeful that experience is what brings us over the line, because PSG, if they go 1-0 down, they don't know how they will have the adrenaline rush. They will, because you saw how they were celebrating getting to that final, right? They have the adrenaline. That's not good, because this is the Champions League. You don't want to have adrenaline. So what I'm going to expect is that we're going to be calm. First 20 minutes, we won't make mistakes like we've been doing for the last few games. We're going to be relaxed because we know how it feels to be in a final. No matter how many fans are in the stadium, 0 by the way. I thought there'd be fans, but there aren't any. UEFA aren't that corrupt. I thought they'd just risk people's lives. That's unlike them to do something stupid, to risk lives. But our experience is going to come into play. It really will. PSG will be doing rash things. Look at Prince Kimpembe. Very rash defender. What if they can handball something? That's something that I don't think we'd be doing. If we make any errors, it's just going to be normal errors, guys. It won't be the type of errors that you and I are thinking in our heads. It won't be like Davies punching Neymar in the face and getting a yellow. That won't happen. Lucas Hernandez left. Where did you go with this? What's with people in Davies at left wing? What would you gain out of seeing Alphonso Davies at left wing? We're fine. We don't need a left winger. We don't need that. I think, if anything, Davies, he's the best left back in the world. What do you want him to? No, he's already there, though. That's my thing with Alfonso. Like, he's already the best left back in the world. So, why connection so stable? That's annoying. It's so stable now. That's really annoying me. Why can't it start lagging? Oh my god. Just as I said that, it started. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Nah, thank you. Because that's weird. Davies looks like a goat. Yeah, he does. He does. Kelsey will give the team pointers. PSG, Neymar's fast. And what is he going to say? No, he doesn't really. He can't. There's no. That's not gonna happen. Why do people think that? Lucas would just give pointers about the French players in PSG. Of course, they might say they do this, they do that, or they might say, their mentality. I have a few friends inside PSG, and they're saying they're celebrating being in the final. That's the kind of advice I want to hear from a command, because PSG were celebrating getting to a final. I get it. But you just beat Leipzig, and that's 3rd in the Bundesliga versus 1st in France. Your one player costs more than their entire squad, their entire 23-man squad. So they're celebrating and being in the final, and that's fine, right? I'm not saying don't celebrate getting to a stage you've never been to before, but we didn't celebrate because we know the job's not done. Which team looks like a winner? If you look at the Super Bowl final, in February, god dang it, I forgot his name. Well, there was a situation where the quarterback, he fumbled the ball. He got his pass fumbled, and he rushed on it, got the ball. He's a Bayern fan, of course. The Chiefs quarterback, forgot his name. Well, Patrick Mahomes. Well, he jumped on that and did it, and we're going to remember this season if we win the UCL as, Robert Lewandowski played through an injury versus Chelsea first leg, and that helped us win the first leg. The pandemic happened. We were off for a month, and everyone said we'd lose our rhythm, but we came back anyways. So that's the type of mentality I want, right? That Mahomes jumping on that ball thing to try and get it back. is basically Lewandowski getting injured versus Chelsea but remaining on the pitch and risking his golden boot. Because what if Lewandowski would have scored more goals? You never know. You never know. Coman was so crap against Lyon when he came on from the bench with useless crosses. I will say this about Kingsley. I love the guy. He looks like a good guy. But I don't think he's Bayern quality based on the evidence that I've seen over the last few years since he came here. He's had his purple patches where you're like, oh, Kingsley, wow, that was good. But I don't think, his problem isn't his ability, because he's probably our best, most complete dribbler. I don't think there's a dribbler in our squad that, Thiago, but as a winger, as an attacker. Coman is so good at dribbling. He puts people on the floor all the time. But you can't teach this. You can't teach the brain to do what the brain has never done. Maybe you can get him to just have an instinct. Nah, you can't develop instincts at 24. He's 24, guys. So Coman's old now. Not old, but as a winger, he should start getting into his prime. Gnabry's starting to be in his prime. And he's been at Bayern for 2 years, since last season. Actually, 2 seasons ago. 2018, he joined us. And look, since then, it's been going positive. And Gnabry picks up his injuries here and there. But when he comes back, you can tell he has his qualities. But with Kingsley Coman, I fear for his career. I fear for him because I don't know. I still just, I feel so bad for him whenever he makes a terrible decision. He needs to just tune into his, I don't know, he doesn't have goal scoring instinct, because we're seeing Lewandowski want to break his neck to go score versus Marseille in a friendly. But Coman, you watch him and you just feel a little bit odd. And then when you need him the most, he picks up an injury. And it's not the injuries I'm concerned about. It's when he plays. He's very frustrating. He makes the wrong decisions at least 8 out of 10 times. He makes, his crosses look good. Like on the eye, you're like, wow, that's a pacey cross. It went across everyone. Yes. The best crosses are the ones that go to the player you're wanting to go to, or go to the space. Coman's crosses just get past everyone. But it looks so pacey that people think it's good. I feel bad for Coman. I feel bad for him. I wish he was better. I wish Kingsley Coman could be better. I wish I thought he'd be good. Because I don't. I think he's overrated. That's what he is. People look at him and they watch those highlights of him doing incredible dribbles and scoring nice goals, and they're like, wow. But especially at Bayern, it's all about consistency. You have to be consistent. Bayern Munich is a club that values consistency. If a player isn't consistent, they're gone. And that's it. Coman will... I don't think he'll succeed here based on the current evidence, but he could prove me wrong. And I'd love to be proven wrong, because the best case scenario is that Coman stays. We need good second wingers. Yeah, there's talk that Bayern's board weren't going to reinforce Flick, and Hansi wants a midfielder now. He wants a winger. He wants a right back. Look, if Flick wins the Champions League, well, first of all, we're already in a final. So if he gets to this final and loses, we need to strengthen. I think, look, I don't want to lose this final at all. And hopefully we win it. And I'm sure we will, because of the mentality we have. And just the reaction from even beating Barca. We didn't celebrate because we knew the job wasn't done. The job is in Portugal now. So now I'm hoping, just out of hope, that we can go to the next stage of our club, because the Champions League isn't just it. We need a backup right back. Coutinho and Perisic are leaving. Apparently Inter want 20 to 25 million euros for Perisic. Flick needs those backings. He needs 2 wingers essentially. He needs an attacking midfielder, hopefully one that can play as a winger. We keep talking about all these players that we think Bayern should sign. That's not going to happen. They're not going to sign Dominic Szoboszlai. We're not linked to him. So we still need a lot of backups. Our bench right now is so good, but then Perisic and Coutinho leave. Perisic is starting. Sane comes in next season. Coman goes on the bench. And we still have one player less. I think that's just where we're at. We should consider Coutinho or Coman on Sunday instead of Ivan. Don't get me wrong. He's in a brilliant form, but he might not fit PSG's playing style. Coutinho or Coman. Nah, I'm playing Perisic. I mean, I don't care if maybe I don't like him. Well, I do like Perisic as a person. I mean, like, maybe I don't like the style of play he has. Like, I'd like my wingers to be a little bit more technical, to be faster, like Sané, right? I love the way Sané plays. I was watching Sané before we were even linked to him because I just love that type of player, that energy, the pace. I was watching compilations after compilations. I was watching Man City games because of Leroy Sané. And that's just how I was. And then we were linked to him. I was like, we can't get him. And then I started making videos about Sané and us getting him. And City fans were hating on me. At some point, I made a video about Sané faking his injury to join Bayern, which I thought at the time he did. But then, it just didn't happen. So I think you just need that winger that has the explosiveness that Sané has. Gnabry doesn't really have that explosiveness. He's not fast like that. He is quick. He is just a goal scorer. But Sané wants to get assists. He gets more assists than goals, thankfully. Perisic is a big game player. Remember his World Cup? Yeah, I think we should play Perisic. We should. Perisic does have the defensive impetus that I want from my just every Bayern player. The ability to control defensive situations. Davies was pressing high, he went to left back. Not that Coman wouldn't do that, but I just trust Perisic everywhere. He could be our center back. I mean, there's so many situations where Gnabry becomes our deep line playmaker. Sometimes I feel like we're on steroids with this positional rotation thing. Because everyone's everywhere. Alaba becomes our left back, Davies is our center back. You know how nervous I get. So, yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I hope this Champions League final is amazing. We got to the final yesterday. I still don't feel like we did, but I do know we're here. But I'm not going to congratulate these players for getting to the final. I'll congratulate them if they win it. Of course, duh. But, it's just that feeling in my heart that, we're here, but we know what happens when we get to these stages. We need to win. If we don't win, we'll be back to complaining. We'll be back to complaining if Chelsea get Havertz. We'll be back to complaining about Max Aarons and getting a backup right back. We'll be back to complaining. We'll be back to making excuses. I don't want that. I'm tired of excuses. But it is progress, isn't it? Because we haven't been in the final for 7 years. Hansi Flick comes in, 6 months as permanent manager, 10 months as interim plus permanent, and we're in the Champions League final. From being, people were laughing at us, losing 5-1 to Frankfurt. Who would have imagined we're in the Champions League final? No, not many people. Someone might have just said it, Bayern will be in a final, like they do every year. They always say Bayern will be in the Champions League. This year is their year. We can't let, smashing mommy, Neymar, can't let that guy win a Champions League. This is my 6th final, and every time it's different. This is your 6th final. Well, 1999, 2001, 2010, 2012, 2013. Dang. Some old people in here. Well, and then you have now. This is your 6th final. Oh, that's impressive. Well, can't say I'm old. What would I have been? This is my first Bayern final watching. Because how old was I in 2013? 10. I was 10 years old. Jesus. I was 10 in 2000. My goodness, 10. Young kid trying to understand life. I was playing this game that was on my computer. It was like a FIFA game. But I didn't have an Xbox. I was broke. Well, we were broke. Not just me. We, as a family, we weren't rich. Now we're fine. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with like 7 people. It was crazy. Yeah, it's a great experience. Once you get that part of your life, it's great. But then, you're not gonna watch Bayern typically. And the 2014 World Cup, that's my Bayern moment. Because of Iron Robin. That's my Bayern. That's why I buy the Robin stuff. That's why I'll become a Groningen fan, even though I can't even say their name, because of Robin. I can't believe a player like that could ever be allowed to exist. He's literally the Control C button, copy and paste. That's what Robin is, and I can't wait for him. I think he's injured though, isn't he? Well, I'm hoping he's fine. I'll be watching every single game that Groningen have, or all the highlights. I'll be watching it all because of Robin. So, read the rule. It says the record. They shouldn't do that or not. Lewandowski needs this trophy. Yeah, I mean, Thiago Silva wants it, but I don't care about Thiago Silva. Look, Lewandowski never won this trophy. This is Lewandowski's best ever season. How great would it be to close it out by lifting the most prized trophy in club, not just the sport, NFL, MLB, cricket. This is the most prized trophy. This sport, billions of people are watching this. Lewandowski lifts it and finally solidifies himself as one of the greatest strikers of all time, because he is. Look at the way he plays and the goals he scores. He's literally fourth. He's chasing Raul now. He could be third. Nah, people aren't respecting Lewandowski enough. France Football Association. Well, I do want Lewandowski to win, but I don't really care about an individual trophy. This team trophy is so important to me because Bayern have to win it. We have to. We can't lose. Oh, God, we can't lose. We can't be handing out no Inter. Here you go. Here's a treble. Barca win in 2009. Eto'o goes to Inter Milan and they win a treble. We can't do that. And of course, maybe Inter had the better team, but Chelsea didn't have the better team. We were much better. Their man of the match was their goalkeeper, not even Drogba for scoring. It was their goalkeeper, man. And we can't let that happen. Oh, frick. Keylor Navas is, we know him. Keylor just turns into Lev Yashin, prime Manuel Neuer against Bayern. He can't be serious. This guy just turns into a god against Bayern. We have to score first. We have to score first. Well, we'll see. We're getting towards the end. Thank you, everyone that's supporting. Let's get to 100 likes. Everyone's so cool these days. I like it. Is it Sunday? Why do I feel like it's a Saturday? Because we've been so... I'm getting used to this, aren't I? This weird... It's a Thursday, and I feel like the Champions League final is tomorrow. We need to... see, the nerves are going to kick in. I'm not really that nervous, but I am. But the nerves we know are going to kick in. We're going to... Oh, boy. If you think we're nervous now, wait till... I was going to do something big if Bayern got to the Champions League final this year, but then this virus happened. I was going to go to Turkey. I was going to be vlogging. It was going to be a surprise, but I guess we'll leave that up to next year, won't we? So, well, that's if... I'll go to the Allianz Arena next year anyways. Tomorrow's Europa. Yeah, I don't really care. Unless we're playing them in this... I don't care either. I want to win everything. I want to win every single trophy that Bayern. Maybe I'm a little bit too much. I'm a little bit too much perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist. I just want things done a certain way, and I don't want us to lose. But that's what I love about this sport. It's the fact that you can lose and be angry, but still come back and be like, we can do it again. Like, I convince myself and my friends and everyone I know every single year that Bayern Munich are the best team in the world. I do, because I'm that type of person. I'll make a whole... I had a presentation in class, right? We had this thing on Wednesday where you can just bring up anything. And I just taught people about Bayern. And that's just how I am. That's just how I am, because it's fun. And you have to. I think that's the joy that Bayern give me. It's the fact that I can just sit there and argue about Bayern all day. What? I didn't know I can watch my own stream. Okay, well, thank you everyone that's tuning in today. Why when Bayern Munich is firing in all departments, command has to look like crap. That's true. Tired of other leagues saying Bundesliga isn't challenging. Well, I am too. I am more than tired of this. I think the misconception just comes from the dumbest... It's not even smart, I get maybe you don't watch the Bundesliga. I don't watch La Liga or Serie A or Ligue 1 because I find them boring. Their style of play is boring. It's not for me, but I'm not going to sit here and say La Liga, Ligue 1, and the are crap leagues. No, for me, they're just not interesting. For me, I don't like possession La Liga style. I like pressing intensity. I like the Bundesliga. I like to watch Freiburg press. I'd like to watch Schalke press and be suicidal and have a high line but don't have any fast defense. I like that. I like that. I didn't say Schalke be suicidal, like kill their club. I'm just saying what I was saying. And I don't like Italian, the slow build, slow everything. That's why they give so many penalties, because they know they can't score from open play like that, because it's not quick enough. That's why when, I feel like not Inter Milan, Italian teams go up against any team from, it's always quicker. I don't like it. I do like the Premier League. That's the only Premier League, or it's Bundesliga, Premier League. Those are the two leagues I consume because I like the tightness of the Premier League. It's also exciting because if a team loses and the reaction is much bigger. That's something the Bundesliga lacks. We don't have the reactionariness. I would like that because it's just more fun. I like that type of thing. Schalke loses, there isn't that much of a deal about it. But if Arsenal lose, there's such a bigger deal about it. So, I do like watching Marcelo Bielsa. So Thomas knows a lot. You already know what I like. How did you know I like Leeds and Marcelo Bielsa and what he's doing over there? Well, I just like. I guess I just like technical play. They have the technique, but they have the intensity. Well, thank you everyone so much for watching. I think we're lagging, but smash like on the video. It's gonna be much appreciated. Helps the channel grow. Look, Flick knows what he's doing. We trust in Flick. 3 days from now, we'll be watching a Champions League final. I can't do much about it. I can't. I was gonna have a huge thing where I invited a bunch of friends over, and we were just watching the final. That can't happen, and it can't happen. Well, thank you everyone so much. So we'll be sitting here. I mean, obviously, I'll be wearing a suit. I'll be wearing a suit. I'm gonna order food, and you just know I'm gonna do everything. All right. Well, Mia san Mia in peace. I want to see in Hansi we trust. As I go off. Yeah, it's just spam that crap. I love it.